It feels like we've been here before. Well, probably because we have. It's that time of the year where the release of games starts coming to a bit of a crawl and making their way on the store shelves. A lot of people like to take this break to start digging through their pile of shame, hoping to knock out a few games before the next onslaught starts rolling in. Microsoft, however, likes to keep things moving with the Xbox Live Summer of Arcade, or Winter of Arcade if you're in Australia. The very first title out of the gate was Bastion.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky.
Bastion is an action RPG developed by an independent studio called Supergiant Games. The very small development team of around 7 people take you to a place in a fictional world that's been ripped apart and nearly destroyed by an event known as the Calamity. You take control of the silent protagonist, who is simply referred to as the Kid. After awakening from your bed, you set off for Bastion, a place where people were supposed to go as a safe haven in the event of a disaster. After trekking your way there, you find out there are no other survivors who made it, except for an old man who happens to be the narrator of the game.
I try to let the kid down gently. This is the Bastion, alright, except no one else showed up. And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
He convinces you that with his help, together, you can build something special to fix the broken world. So the kid sets off on a mission to do exactly that. As soon as you get into the game, you'll notice that the art style is absolutely captivating. Sections of the world build right in front of your character, with floor tiles appearing from the depths below and objects falling from above to populate the rich environment. In the end, constructing what is basically a floating platform for your hero to walk on. Along your travels, you run into a selection of different weapons to use against the many types of enemies that you'll encounter. At any time, you can carry 2 weapons plus a secret skill. On the defensive side, you're equipped with a shield and the ability to roll out of the enemy's way. The shield becomes a very handy tool which can be used to counter oncoming attacks. If timed precisely, a successful block can completely destroy your foe. A very basic leveling mechanic is present, so as you get kills, you'll gain XP. With each level, an extra slot is unlocked that allows you to equip a special type of spirit. These spirits all have different attributes, so selecting which ones to use and combine is entirely up to the player as they become available. Now all of this is done back in Bastion, which plays as a hub location. There are many other things here you can do, such as upgrade your weapons or buy new items, but the most interesting feature here is that you can tune the difficulty of the game by praying to the gods. Throughout the game you'll earn idols. These idols belong to specific gods and you can choose which ones to pray to. What happens here is that it has an effect on the enemies you encounter in a way that makes it harder for you to kill them. However, in return you gain more experience points for doing this. I think this is actually a really clever way to handle the difficulty in a type of risk versus reward manner. One of the most standout elements of Bastion is the dynamic narration from the wise old man you encounter. This is not only a constant source of delivering the story to the player, but also works as a way of teaching players new aspects of the game.
Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back.
Ultimately, the narration will change depending on how you play and how you approach the game.
The Calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around. You don't much care to see him. Not like this.
The only place I can really fault Bastion is in some of the weapon challenges. Each weapon has a mini level that you can do where you'll earn items for completing a task. Depending on how well you go, you're able to obtain more items. But some of these challenges feel a little unbalanced in certain areas. A few of them are very easy to complete in the highest rank, whereas one of them I had a hard time just trying to finish it, which I never did. The difficulty in a few of these challenges just doesn't seem to fit with a few of the others, or with the game itself. Once you finish Bastion, another mode unlocks called New Game Plus. Here you can play through once again, but keeping the experience you've earned from the last time. I thought the narration might get annoying the second time through, considering I figured I'd probably heard it all. I was completely wrong. If anything, the second playthrough enhances the entire experience, and you pick up some very subtle story elements that you definitely would not have got just playing this one time through. All in all, Bastion is a brilliant game that offers an interesting story while mixing in a gorgeous art style with some fantastic sound design, and then topping it off with a fun combat system. For the going price, you can't really go wrong with Bastion. You'll get more of your money's worth out of this than most of the titles released so far this year.